Welcome back, folks. In today's class, I'll be talking about the chapter number 3. And in chapter number 3, we will be talking about mainly mean median modes. These are also called central tendencies. And before jumping into the central tendencies, we will recap a little bit what we've learned in chapter number 2. We learned three things in chapter number 2. Those were with regards to the tables. One is called raw data, another is called grouped frequency distribution, third is called ungrouped frequency distribution. So raw data versus grouped frequency table, and then the third one is ungrouped frequency table. Now we need to understand the difference between these three things. If you understand the difference between these three things, only then you will be able to solve these questions efficiently. Now the data given to you down here is, this is raw form. So there are certain numbers given to you, that's called raw data. So for example, I'll write 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. Any random data given to you is called the raw data form. Now, grouped frequency distribution versus ungrouped frequency distribution. In grouped frequency distribution table, you will be given the classes or you have to make the classes. We've talked about this in chapter number 2. So if anyone hasn't watched the chapter 2, please make sure you go and watch the chapter number 2 videos. So for example, 0 less than 2, then from 2 less than 4, and 4 less than 6. So you're making classes, and we've also talked about how to make these classes in the previous video. Then comes the ungrouped frequency distribution table, in which we will put the number as, like for example, these numbers are serial order. So 10 is repeating how many times? 1. 15 is repeating itself how many times? 1. 20 is repeating 1. So 21 is repeating, maybe let's say there is 221. So 21 is repeating itself 2 times. So this is called ungrouped frequency distribution table. Now, why this is important to understand? Because when we will be talking about mean median mode, we will be using different formulas when the data is given to us in the raw form versus when the data is given to us grouped and ungrouped frequency distribution table. So for example, if I'm looking for the mean, so down here, this mean symbol is for population, this mean symbol is for sample. If the data is given to you in the raw format, then you will use this mean formula. You can use any one of these two formula. They both are one and the same thing. It's only the symbol difference is there. This is called population mean. This is called sample mean. Okay. And if the data is given to you in the grouped frequency or ungrouped frequency distribution table, then you will use this formula. This and this formula are one and the same thing. You can eliminate this formula. So this is the formula when the data is given to us in grouped versus or ungrouped frequency distribution. And now, one more thing I wanted to talk about, because we are talking about this raw thing, raw data versus ungrouped and grouped frequency distribution table. Later on, we will also talk about the standard deviation and variance, and I'll talk in detail what standard deviation and variance is. Now, I'll just want to tell you, if the data is given to you in the raw format, then you will use this formula to calculate the variance and standard deviation. Sigma represents the variance. S, again, this is for population, and this one is for sample. If the data is given to you in the raw format. If the data is given to you in the grouped versus ungrouped or ungrouped frequency distribution table, then you will use these one of these two formulas. You can use this or this, both will lead to the same answer. I rarely use this one, so I always end up using this one. So this formula for both grouped versus ungrouped frequency distribution table when we are calculating the standard deviation. Now, having said that, if it is a sample standard deviation, then it will be represented as square for the variance, and square root of s square will give me standard deviation, and square root of variance, again here sigma square, will give me standard deviation. So means this formula we will use when we are dealing with the table, these any one of these two formulas. This is for population, this one is for sample. So hopefully you understand when to use which formula. And please refer to this again and again because I know you're going to be confused when to use which formula. Now, going back to the topic which we were discussing in the sheet number 1. Now, down here, we are given the following data set is given to us. The shows the number of hours 7 students spend on working on an assignment. So these are the hours given to me. So the raw data is given to me. I wanted to find the median for this, but before I find the median, I'll try to find the mean also. So before I start solving anything, I just wanted to sort out the data. Always sort out the data if it is given to you in the raw format. So sort, right click sort, and smallest to the largest value. We've sorted out the data. Now if I'm looking for the mean value, mean, that is equal to average. The formula you can use is average, and average of all these values, that will come out to be this one. Okay, so that is the mean. Now you can always convert it into 1 decimal depending upon if the question says to 1 or 2 decimal. So median means the middle value. Median means middle value. So how to calculate the median? The formula is n plus 1 divided by 2, and this formula is given to you on your formula booklet too. N is the total number of terms. In this one there are 7 terms. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 numbers are there, so I will write it as 7 plus 1 divided by 2. So fourth term, 4 is not the median, fourth term. So this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. So fourth term is 8. So median value is, median comes out to be 8. So median value, median is 8. That is the answer for finding out the median. All right, now the first one was mean. Home, and please make sure you also highlight your answers while doing the test or midterm or final also. And now the third thing, mode means the term which is repeating itself maximum number of time. In this one there is no term which is repeating itself maximum number of time, so there is no mode. So here, let's say if there was one more term, 4. So now 4 is repeating itself maximum number of times. So mode will become 4. Okay. There can be more than one mode. If there are 2 modes, it's called bimodal. If it is more than 2 modes, it's called multimodal. Now, if you see, there are 8 terms in this one. Now, if I have to find the median for that kind of a question, how are we going to do? So there are 8 terms. So I'll put it as 8 here. 8 plus 1 divided by 2, 4.5, fifth term, I will say. So this is first term, this is second term, third, fourth, this is fifth term. So between these 2 terms, so the median will become average of fourth and fifth term. So that will be, average will be 7 plus 8 divided by 2. That will be 7.5. The middle value of the 7th and the 8th term, that will be the median. So hopefully you were able to understand what is the difference between mean, median, and mode. All right. Now we're gonna look into another question. So this is a question given to us. The ages of the French player at the 2018 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup are as follows. So these are the ages given to us. Calculate the mean age. Now, if I have to calculate the mean age, I can just put it as equal to average also. Average. And then it's going to give me the answer. But I can calculate this average by converting it into an ungrouped frequency distribution table also. Let's see how we can solve that. Now, first of all, I will sort out this data. Whenever you are given the raw data, sort this out. So sort it from the smallest to the largest. Now let's write it as X, and this will be frequency. How many times X is repeating? So the number which we are using, how many times that number is repeating. So 17, 18, 19, and then 20, then yeah, these are the pretty much the numbers. Let me just quickly see if this session is being recorded or not. Yes, this session is being recorded. All right, so 17 is repeating how many times? 2 times. And 18 is repeating how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is repeating itself 7 times. 19 is repeating itself how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 19 is 4 times, and 20 is repeating itself how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times. Now, having said that, I'm not sure how many terms are these. So let me just do the count. Count. Where is count of these numbers? Whoops. Count of these. So there are 21 terms in here. So let's see the sum of these terms come out to be 20 or not. Frequency means sum of all the frequency values. N should be equal to sum of these values. Whoops. I think AI is kind of messing my work up. 21. So we are on the right track. Let me just middle it. All right, so we got these values. All right, let me just middle these ones also. Home. Now, what we're gonna do is, as I said, we wanted to find the mean age by using this formula now, because this is the formula we use for grouped or ungrouped frequency distribution table. One more thing I want to tell you, when you are dealing with the grouped frequency distribution table, your answers will slightly be off. The answers will exactly be the same if you are dealing with ungrouped frequency distribution table and raw data. But for grouped frequency distribution table, it is always the approximate answer. All right. Now x times fx, so equal to this times this one, and that's what I'm gonna do for the remaining also, and then sum of not those values, sum of these values. Whoops, what happened? Why 0? Let me see. 396. Okay, now the formula again I wanted to show you. This is the formula. You can note down on your notebook also so that you can match your work. So mean is equal to this divided by this value. Whoops. 18.857, exactly the same. So if I would have made the classes for this one, then the result might have been different, maybe 18.8 or 18.23. It'll be similarish, but it won't be exactly the same result. So that's how we calculate the answer by making the ungrouped frequency distribution table. Hopefully you were able to understand this question. Now let's look into the question number 3. So down here, this is an ungrouped frequency distribution table. Now, how to calculate the mean value from this? So mean value is, first of all, I have to calculate the x value. So first of all, I'll put the data which is given here in this format on the Excel sheet. And now x is the middle value of this class. So between 0 and 5, middle value is 2.5. The same way the middle value for the next one is 7.5, I guess, 7.5. The next one will be 12.5, and the next one will be 17.5. and the next one will be 20.5, and the next one will be 27.5. So these are the mill values. Now I'm gonna do the pretty much the same thing to calculate my answer. Equal fx, f times x, and equal to this times this, and we got these values equal to sum these values, and as this is the frequency, equal to sum of frequency. Whoops, I should keep my mouth shut. See, all right, now mean equal to it's automatically generating the formulas. A little too smart for me to handle AI. Anyhow, the mean value comes out to be 11.94. So that is the mean time spent in the store before the purchase. All right. Now, what is the model class? Model class means the maximum frequency. That is, model class is 5 to 10, and that is the model class. 5 to 10 is the model class. Frequency is 16, but class will be 5 to 10. If you're gonna say if 16 is the class, that will be wrong answer. All right. So what is the median class? Median means the middle class. So total frequency is 50. 25th class. So basically, if I have to find median class, what I have to do is, first of all, same process. I'm going to use n plus 1 divided by 2 equal to 50 plus 1 divided by 2. So 25, the term which is between 25th and 26th term. Where is 25th term? 7 plus 16 is equal to 23, and 23. So then 25th term will be somewhere here. So the median class is 10 to 15. That is the median class. So hopefully you were able to understand how to solve for mean median mode, for grouped frequency distribution table, ungrouped frequency distribution table, and also for the raw data. So in the next class, we will talk about the variance and standard deviation. Till then, goodbye.